Well, hello. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody out there this morning? We are live on April 21st, 2023, Friday. This is Friday, live unscripted. And as usual, I don't have a really structured show. I don't anyway, but it's not real formal today. We'll talk about whatever comes up. Any guests that happen, good laugh. Oh my gosh. I typed in live instead of morning. Just not any good at this stuff. Just not any good at it. But it's fun and I enjoy fun things. Fun things. So it is obviously Friday and yesterday was 420 and of course all the folks in the rooms and online and in the uh, Facebook and all that stuff. We're making little jokes and stuff about 420 because 420 is the time of day that you light up your marijuana. And I did ask about that. Oh my, okay. I did ask somebody about that one time. I said, "What the deal? Where did 420 come from?" Now I don't know that this is the official answer, but 420 was because people who work 8 to 4, it would be about 20 after 4 when they got to their vehicles and they could light up their joints. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I've heard. I I have smoked it in my past, but like once here or there, I could probably count up on one hand the number of times in my 58 years I've actually smoked it. So, and that's probably just 3. I can only remember 3, but it's not my thing, baby. It's not my thing. So, what do you got going for this weekend? Mostly I wanted to just do a little bit of catching up um, on what's going on. Um, I did spend some time this week in the outdoors. I got the arch up. I've talked about the arch that it's a garden arch. It's really a decorative thing, but it's painted black and um, it's not very wide. Probably, I don't even think it's a foot wide. It may be 9 inches wide, but on the sides, and then it's pretty tall. It's probably about 8 or 9. Let me think. I had a. It's probably about 8 feet, 7 or 8 feet tall. It's designed as a decorative garden entrance, or some people get them and use them for weddings and stuff. But so it was given to me, and I finally got it in. It's not in perfect condition, but it's perfect condition for what I need it. And I'm going to either trail my green beans on it, or I'm going to trail my cherry tomatoes on it. And I'm leaning towards the tomato. I'm leaning towards the tomato. And I think I'm going to do something different. I have part of an old clothesline with a concrete base that I can't move. It would have to chain it up and drag it like with the lawnmower or a truck or something to move it. So I'm thinking about stringing the beans under it, and put some twine up and stuff. Um, I've got time to work that out, but that's what I think I'm going to do. Good morning over there, Filipino Mad and Ronaldo. I'm so glad to see you. I haven't seen you around very much in the Telegram. You guys have been staying busy, I guess. Good morning, Robin and Holstein House. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I haven't seen a lot of activity out of you guys recently. I hope you're staying busy. It's kind of late for you. The dog's barking at Mr. Holstein's cutting grass, and she wants to be out there, and she can't be out there that long. So, but the arch, I think is going to be for the tomatoes, for the cherry tomatoes, and that will entertain the chickens. because once the cherry tomatoes get ripe, the chickens like to eat them, and then the higher up they are, the more the chickens like to jump. And seeing a chicken jump at a tomato is absolutely hysterical, and and it'll be fun to watch. I've also got what do I actually have planted? Several tomato plants. I have a couple pepper plants. I don't do a huge garden because first off, I don't have the property. Second of all, it's just the two of us. Third off, I just don't have time to deal with a major garden. So the fresh foods that I buy in bulk and can during the season come from the farm market. So um, that's what I'll be doing. But I do also have a blueberry bush in the ground. It's out front of the house in a corner. There's a flower bed that was here when we got here, and it goes around the front of the house, and it has a curve in it. And so that little curve used to have a rose bush in it. The rose bush died, and I'm glad it died. It was an aggravation. The previous owner planted things here so close up against the house. It was so dumb. You need, if you're planting something that's going to get 5 feet wide, you got to plant it 5 feet out from the house. But no, people don't do that. They plant right up against the house. They think, oh, a little cute here. Well, when it's full grown, it won't. You guys not into anything exciting this morning? I bet, hey, Ronaldo, I bet that you had a good day yesterday. I bet your shop was busy yesterday. You should have made a killing. I did put some strawberry plants in out front as well. I'm thinking the chickens are probably going to ruin those, but I'm going to get some a little small. You can get them in the craft shop in a small package, so it's a little more expensive if you think about, size and weight and stuff. But I'm going to get a little small package of river rock, the river stones, spray paint some of those strawberry red lookings and put them out so the chickens will peck at those and discourage them. You do that. It's kind of like when you have an egg eater in your coop. You get the little ceramic eggs and you set them out in the nesting area, and they go banging on those ceramic eggs and they hurt their beak, so they stop eating the eggs. Negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement. Oh, let's see. The young housekeeper did not work out. She has not, and it's okay. And I've talked about that till we're all tired of it, I'm sure. She did not work out, and I do have a lady from the church who said that she would like to give it a go. She's an older lady. She could probably do it. I mean, she's not physically incapable. I do have to just show her what my routine is, and I've told her multiple times, if you are okay with it, and then I'm okay with you, then what I'll do is I'll give you the combination to the key box, and you can come and go as you need to. I won't have to be here with you. But I've also got the dogs, so she's going to have to get used to the dogs. She's not afraid of them or anything, but she's going to have to learn to make Bob not jump on her. She's going to have to learn to make them move out of her way and stuff like that. So we'll take care of that. Filipino maid, it was busy this week with a move to another apartment unit in our building and other errands. Oh, I didn't realize you were shifting apartments. I hope that's a good thing. Sometimes you move and it turns out not to be so good. I never moved apartments. When I lived in the apartment, we moved out of the apartment into a trailer park miles away. This was in Texas when I lived at just outside of Fort Hood in Killeen. And as a matter of fact, several years ago, there was a shooting in Killeen, Texas that made the national news. And it was in a set of apartments. It was actually the same apartment complex, but it wasn't the same set of apartments. So the apartments building that I was in only had 6, 3 up and 3 down. And this was like in around and across a couple of other buildings, but it freaked me out. I got to thinking, they were showing it on the news, and I'm like, that looks like I used to live. But we moved there. That was the single man's area of the community, and a lot of bars and a lot of alcohol and gambling and stuff like that in that area. But it was the first place we could find to move when we moved to Killeen when my first husband was in the service. And then we moved to Copper's Cove, which was a dry county and more family oriented. And we lived in the end of a cul-de-sac. It was very quiet back there. And then we ended up living on base, but I didn't spend a lot of time living on base because I was expecting my older son. I had a lot of problems and I was in the hospital a lot of times with him down in San Antonio. They air flighted me out to San Antonio, and I spent a lot of time there at Lackland Air Force Base in the medical in the high risk pregnancy unit there. Crazy week. Yep, crazy week here too. Oh my gosh. I've got all kinds of stuff going on this morning, and I'm just getting started. So let's see. The housekeeper. Yeah, she'll be fine. She's a good woman. I just don't know how she'll work with the dogs. Let's see. I was gonna take care of the grass for Mr. Holstein. He'd been out of town at working, and he came in yesterday, home now. So I was gonna cut the grass for him. And it was because we were talking about a crazy week. So I went out to cut the grass and I checked and the lawnmower was low, so on fuel. So I got the gas can and I thought, I don't know that there's enough gas in here to fill it up. It was just shy of being full. And I thought, well, that'll be enough to do one yard and maybe part of another. And I started pulling the rope, the pulley to start the lawnmower, and it caught my eye that the outer casing, and I don't know what it's called, but the outer casing on the cotton pull string was torn, and it was getting pulled under the cover where the spring is. So you pull the cord and it pulls it back in. It automatically winds it back in. I thought, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. If that gets stuck down in there, it's going to be a big deal. So I eased out the cord so that all of that covering was out from under there, and I clamped it up high. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be cutting grass, but I do need to fill up that gas tank, so I can do that. And I went over to. I had to take my father's deposits to the bank yesterday. And after I got finished with that, I went over to Tractor Supply and I picked up some poultry feed, and I was looking for a replacement. I knew they made those because this one has broken before. This lawnmower, it's an older lawnmower. It's really good, but it's easy for me to use. And so I got the poultry feed, and I asked one of the guys. I said, "Can you show me where where I would get a replacement pull cord for my lawnmower?" Oh, that's probably a special order item. I don't know where that would be. So, we can order it for you. And I'm like, no, that's all right. I'll just go over to Walmart, which is not very far away. And I got up to the counter and it didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me. They had a section in the front of the store over in the corner with lawnmower parts. And so I was at the counter checking out, and he said, "Did you find everything?" I said, "No." I said, "I was looking for a replacement pull cord for my lawnmower." And the young man said, "You don't have them, but that's no big deal." He said, "No, we have them." And, they were over here in this corner. And he said, "I'm not sure which one's for the lawnmower." And I got to looking, and I saw the package, and it said Briggs Stratton, or Briggs. I think it just said Briggs. And I thought, well, it's a Briggs Stratton lawnmower. And along the side, it had a picture of a lawnmower, just an outline. I thought, well, this is for the lawnmower. And I showed it to the guy. He had to go back over to the counter because there was a customer. And I showed it to the guy. I said, "Oh, look here. It says, right here on this, it shows a lawnmower. So this is the kind, that's how you can tell." And he apologized up and down for the other fella. He said, he's just here training. I said, it's fine. That's fine. And then he apologized again. I said, but that's okay. It's no big deal. People do stuff. And he apologized again. I said, it's really okay. And it made me think that earlier, yeah, it is hard to find good help nowadays. Yes, it is. It is. It used to be back in my day. Um, they may still publish these, but they don't in my area anymore. It was a tabloid type paper called the Ad Bulletin, and you could call in for free as long as you weren't a business. Businesses had to pay, and you could advertise that you had things for sale, and you had to call in for each different item so you couldn't have too much in one ad, and that way everybody could get their ads in. And you go to the store, and it's $1 or whatever it was, and you buy it and you look through it and you find stuff and you find people, and the people like me or you would take out little ads, little small ads. I'll cut grass, call this number. You could find people to do anything in the ad bulletin. Some of them would do stuff under the table. A lot of them would. A lot of them were doing it without license and insurance too, so you had to be careful because we had we had some yard work done when we first bought this house that way, and I knew the guy was, I don't want to say shady, but I knew he wasn't paying taxes and he wanted paid in cash, and I was okay with that because the work I needed done wouldn't hurt anybody. There was a lot of black locusts growing up, and just the young black locusts, just about that big, and just making the backyard unusable. So wanted that cleaned up, and I paid him a good little bit of money. And but when it come to having trees taken down, I want somebody that's insured, because if you land that tree on a house, I'm not going to pay for it. But you can't find anybody to do that stuff anymore. People will put signs up around out in the yards and out in the medians of the roads and stuff. And I don't know about calling people that do that. Maybe. But there's certain types of work that if it's going to be done, I need you to have credentials. I need you to have insurance. If you're going to put a roof on a building for me, I want you to be insured, because if you roll off that building, I'm not going to pay for you. I don't want it on my insurance. So it is hard to find people. It is. But I got to thinking yesterday, this young man kept apologizing. When I had gone into the credit union to make a deposit, what I was going to do was drive through. I had the dogs with me, and I don't like to leave the dogs. I didn't have the extra key, so I couldn't leave the engine running with the air conditioning on. It was kind of hot yesterday. And so I had the dogs in the back of the truck, and I went over to the back, and I was going over, and I had to go in. I would come up to the drive-through, which was supposed to open at 9. Well, this was about 9:30. I drove up to the drive-through, and the lights were off. I thought, well, darn it! I know it opens at 9. Surely it's not 10. That doesn't make any sense for the bank to open the drive-through at 10. So I parked and I went in, and I told the girl, I said, I went through the drive-through, but is it down? She said, no. I said, well, the lights are all off. And she said, oh my gosh. She ran over and flipped the switch. She had turned on the mechanics of the machines for the drive-through, but she hadn't turned on the sign lights. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. People have bad days. It's okay. And I try to give a little, give a little grace and a little leeway and a little, you know, stretch in my day for things like that. Sometimes, though, there are things that are just, no, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, yesterday it was just little stuff that people were apologizing over and over again, and they didn't really need to. I did see, I was flipping through during a break. I was flipping through on my phone. And I was looking at the Facebook for a few minutes, and there was a comment by an acquaintance that I'm connected with on there, starting at this baloney about banned books. Now, ever so often, people get their britches in a tear about banned books. Now, in the United States, we don't ban books. You can buy any book you want to. You can buy pornographic books. You can buy uh, uh, Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf. You can buy socialist, the Communist Manifestos. You can buy all of that stuff. And you can buy a bunch of it through Amazon, if not all of it through Amazon, or a version of it, I guess. They're reprints and stuff. There's no book that is banned in the United States. There are books that are inappropriate for certain libraries, and that's where it's coming from. People who expect any book that they want to be in any library they choose. They want really inappropriate books in elementary school libraries. And when parents and communities stand up and say, no, we don't want that book in this library, they start screaming, oh, book banning, book banning, book banning. No. You want your kid to read that book, go buy that book. Or go to the public library and get it. It doesn't need to be in the elementary school library. And it just drives me insane. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And it's ridiculous because the books are not banned. They're just not permitted in particular libraries. Go buy it. Go buy it. You can buy most of that stuff used, even with shipping, for less than $5. Ronaldo says Tuesday stream is not on Fountain. Do you have enough sets? No, that is a producer error. I downloaded the audio for Tuesday. I was getting it set up. Dad come in for his finger stick for his INR test, and I totally forgot to get it posted. So I'm going to hopefully get that done today with this one. I wondered about that, and I go in and I check Fountain every so often to see if they post, because it's so slow. It takes 12 hours for my stuff to post. I don't know if it's because they really want me to pay the upgraded thing or not. I just pay so many of those, and you add them up, and that's a lot of money I'm running into. Oh, it's just a couple bucks a month. Well, yeah, but I've got 45 people wanting a couple bucks a month. That runs into a lot of money. So I'd never paid for the upgraded service, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Fire the producer. Oh, yeah. Fire the help. I mean, we just said that good help's hard to find. Now you want me to fire the help. No, that's what it is. It's my fault. That's my fault. And I do want to pull what I do have over there, but I mean, I don't have hundreds of dollars over there at all, you know. But I do kind of want it consolidated. I don't like having it scattered between Gadalby and Lightning and Fountain and all those. I do need to get a hard wallet. Yeah, I get it. But I hate having it scattered. And we had that conversation when we was talking about getting on Nostr and stuff, about the different wallets and stuff. I hate having that many. But I know it's all new tech, and I'm on the leading edge. I'm an old lady with my cane on the leading edge of technology. Yeah, no, I'll get it up. I'll have it on there. I don't have a lot of interaction. You guys are mostly the interaction over there. I'm gonna have to up my game somehow, and I don't know what that is. I am not gonna get a poll and put back here. Actually, there's already one over here. There's a pole. There's a pole over here that holds up the floor of the house. I could maybe get a Barbie doll or something and put up there. That doesn't help me over there on Fountain though. Withdraw to your moon. I do need to, and I think you were showing me how to do that, and I haven't done it yet. But I still have that conversation, so I know how. I mean, I can get back over there and do it. But then I need to get, is Tracer the one I need to get? I was reading something about Tracer. Tracer's combining with some other wallet. I'm looking down because I'm reading your comments. I do need to get a Trezor wallet though. And I don't like having that stuff out there like that. I don't have that much. It probably cost me all that I've got to get the Trezor. But I tell you, I'm having fun over on Noster. I really am. It's a lot like Twitter, obviously, and it operates like Twitter, but it functions like email. So, but I'm having a good little bit of fun over there, building that up over there with Jack Spirko's idea of using the hashtag Grow Noster. I got a little, I got a little. If Tuesday was on Fountain, you would have had more sats. Probably if they're all on Fountain. I've only done that a couple times. And as before it was Good Morning Hunter. Before the last time I did that was a Friday show and I didn't get it posted until like Saturday night. But I did when Dad came over. I was so distracted. Wait, no, Tuesday was pre-recorded because I had to take Dad to the doctor. That's why he was coming over. Yeah, that's what I did. Tuesday was pre-recorded. Sorry, but it's still the producer's fault. I still need to fire the help. I did have that ready to go up on Fountain, and I didn't get it done. So, and then I've had a reset on my laptop at some point because Audacity's not up now. And that happens when it resets. It's supposed to reset in the real middle of the night when it does updates and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun over on Noster, and I'm trying to. Jack Spirko had a whole list of things that he said do these things, and like two new, go to the Go Noster hashtag, like two new people or follow two new people, and uh, zap a couple people and do that every day for, I don't know, I think he said 3 weeks. I don't know now what it was, but the Grow Noster hashtag is really fun. And I've been doing that. And most of the people that I have followed back. What I'm finding is not all of the clients, I think they're clients. I think that's the terminology, the clients, between Noster, which is what I started with, Iris I'm using, Amethyst I'm using, and Damus I'm using. They all have different special things. Not all of them will post a poll or even show a poll. Not all of them show. Not all of them show the variations in your tips or zaps. You have to go in and set them separately. They all connect with different things separately. Some of them will let me post up a small video. Some of them won't. So I'm hopping around on the clients, and I'm anxious to see when they will get all kind of. I know they all need to have their own little thing so that you choose one over the other, but there are some really basic things that I'd like to see in all of them. I would love to see the ability to schedule a post so that I can reach out, so that I can reach out to you guys that are in different time zones and have something pop up so that you see it instead of trying to dig through old, posts or having to go over to every, profile and find people and chase them down. But I do enjoy. I'm having a lot of fun with that, learning the different things. Now I am trying to poll because I'd like to be able to use. And if you guys know which one is the better option, if I put up an invoice, and you've probably seen this discussion already, if you guys are looking, let's say that I want to. I'll just use SRF because we're all familiar with the SRF. If I was to put up and say that I'm going to run a special room rate for SRF 3 days before and 3 days after for people who are traveling down and traveling back to stay. If I put up that post and somebody wants to reserve the room and I post the invoice, then it expires. that's not really a good example. Renegade Butcher posts say he's got special spice and he's got 8 bags of it. And, if you want to buy one, here's the invoice. Well, that invoice expires within a few minutes to a few hours. So I couldn't post that and say, special room rate, use this invoice, first one to book gets it. I would have to say that in a post or a note. It's not a post, it's a note on Nostr, and shoot them towards my website to go in and buy. So I'm adding an extra step. They can't direct book from Nostr. So I'm trying to work out how to make that happen. So I can say, here's the link. The first one who books and to accept Bitcoin is the underlying thing here, to accept Bitcoin, to process it that way. I've been asked by a couple people if I would accept Bitcoin for the room, and I said, yes, we can talk if you message me. The problem with what I do with the room is I'm not selling an item. I don't have, well, I mean, I have cups, but let's say I'm not selling this cup. Now, Brian sells his cups through rats, I forget. But anyway, it's a company, and then he orders it and then he ships it and he does it that way, which I could do. But this is not what I'm doing. I have a room. So it's a service. Once I get them booked to the room, then I can try to upsell. Okay, do you want a special breakfast, or do you want French press coffee? Do you want hand ground coffee beans or coffee in your French press? Or there's several things that I can do that way after I get them booked. But I don't sell French press, hand ground, local roasted beans through Nostr. But I don't know if I'm making any sense. This is something that I'm trying to work out in my mind, how I can do this on Nostr. I can promote all day long. I can go up and take shots of the room. I can take shots of the dining room. I can take shots of food I've prepared. I can take shots of the beans. I can do a video on making the special breakfast, the blueberry rice porridge breakfast, the fried corn mush with maple syrup or sorghum's breakfast. I can do stuff like that. I'm not shipping the breakfast. It's part of, being, so I can do that all day long. But I'm going to have to shoot them to the direct book, or they're going to have to message me, because I don't think I can. I've got to look. I don't think I can put any of the Bitcoin options out in the free to book. Sorry, my brain's churning here. Free to book is the booking app I use for my reservations and to set my specials. And I was thinking about this. All rolls back to the ability to do polls, because I'm polling people, getting their opinions on different things. One of the recent ones was, how critical is it? The phrase of the question has to kind of be yes or no, because they're going to click it yes or they're going to click it no. So the one yesterday was private bathroom is critical to my stay, and it was just under 50% that said it was. Now, that may only be 3 or 4 people. That's something else. I can't go back and see how many people voted in that poll to know what 50% of the voting population was. And then the polls themselves, you have to give up sats. I don't set that. If I do, I can't find it. Can you make a booking discount? I can, Hunter. Yeah, I can. I can do for example, let's say I can do a promo code for Nostr. Let's say I put Nostr, Nostr, Nostr 23 for the year so that I can track that. And you get a 5% discount if you, and that's Bitcoin only. I can do that, but then I still have to collect it. So I still have to collect it with one. I can't collect the Bitcoin with what I have set up now. I'm going to have to put one of the other options. Now, WooCommerce will do it, but I don't have WooCommerce on there. It's not I don't go through WooCommerce to process my bookings on Booking.com. The discount just draws your attention. Then trade Bitcoin for the one-time code. Let me think. Can I? Who picked me? I see. This is what I have to do, Hunter. Is I have to work this out, and I'm a very tactical. It's going to have to be on paper. I can't do it. I can type it in the computer on the software all day long, and then it's gone. If I put it down on paper, it stays, and I've got to work that out. What these steps look like. So I post on Nostr, one day only, one room only. Use the code Nostr23 and get use this code. Pay with Bitcoin. Get 5% off a 2-night stay or 1-night stay, whatever. On July 4th. And that can sit out there, and then I don't have a way of knowing that somebody has accepted it. I don't sit here all day, which is another problem. I'm not like a hotel where you've got, somebody at the reservation or at the desk all day long. This is my frustration. This is part of what you may have seen in Brian's Telegram group. He made a comment about, yeah, it's a simple question, but you make it too complicated answer or something like that. That's what I do. That's what I do. It's matter of fact, that's what I do. Quick, write it down. Yeah, I can do that. The thing is, I've got to work out all these steps. I've got to work it out. How do I get from here to here? And it's going to be like this. And that's not an easy conversation to have in this format, but I do want to be able to do it, and I do want to encourage people to use the Bitcoin, not exclusively, but as a diverse option. So, and then I've got to get them here, because a lot of the folks, and I'm going to point over here because I have a PC up over here that has my that has ISIS on it right now running. My Snort runs so slow. I can't really use it. It seemed like when I first signed on it was just really slick, but now it just seems awful. These folks aren't necessarily traveling through West Virginia. So write down sell code for Bitcoin and work on it later. Yeah. No, I know. It's not that I forget that I want to do it. It is I've got to work out the process. Now, these guys on Nostr are not necessarily traveling through here, and that's another issue. So I did a I don't think I can. I don't have it where I can. I think I showed it the other day. The circles, the 100, 200, 300-mile radius circles from, and I use the Charleston, but I'm not actually in Charleston. Excuse me, my dad had called, and this is finger stick day. He sounds a little congested. I might have to call him here in a little bit. I may have to cut this short because I'm gonna have to call Dad. So I did the little radius, the little map with the radius thing to show people, how far, if they're traveling, how far out they are. So like if they were going to SRF, and it's a little over 300 miles, I think, from here. Um, if you're traveling from Pennsylvania and up that way, you could stop here and then you could get there in about 6 hours. So you want to stop here the day before you want to arrive, and then you'll get there. But reaching these folks and convincing them to come to stay, I've got to get them to know that I'm here. That's what that marketing's all about. But so there's a lot going on there. When I use the Airbnb platform, people are coming through here and they're looking for me there. I can't say on Airbnb that, hey, I take Bitcoin, because you're paying Airbnb, Airbnb's paying me. So they're the middleman. I can't promote other stuff on Airbnb. If I say that I offer a special breakfast, Airbnb wants a piece of that. So I have to post the price, and then they're going to take a percentage of that. And that's part of what you give up to use their platform and their reach. I mean, they have a worldwide reach. So, I'm okay with giving that up for the room rate. I'm not okay giving that up for any upsales. So, now, if I prefer direct books, so if somebody direct books with me, we skip all that Airbnb stuff. We don't have to pay them that. Now I want to add the Bitcoin piece. That's the frustration. How do I add that? I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's a way. I just don't know what it is. So, working that out is the big hassle. It's the big hassle. Creating the discounts, creating specials, things like that is not hard. There are photos of your place on Airbnb. Take pictures and have a Bitcoin QR code in a few pics. See, if doing that with Airbnb, you're gambling getting booted. You're gambling because you're not. I don't know if anybody's tried that or not. If I can understand how you direct book work, then I can ponder options. If you want to, Ronaldo, go to holsteinhouse.com. Look for no, don't do that. Go to robinholstein.com because Holstein House isn't built yet. I own it, but I haven't built it. Go to robinholstein.com. Go in the menu, go to Holstein House, and you'll see there's an option to book through Airbnb, and there's an option to direct book. So I use Free to Book. It's a platform for reservations. It manages my calendars. I go in there and I set my rates. I set my calendars, and they've got I mean, you don't have to book through it, but you can see that it goes. You set a range of dates to see if the room's available, and then it tells you if it is, and then it lets you book from there. Now, behind the screen, behind the scenes, it's working with PayPal. No, it's working with Stripe. Let me see if I can pull it up here and share the screen. No, not freesteading. Freesteading comes up first all the time. Bear with me and I'll see if I can show you. I'm not sure what you're going to want to see. All the stupid ads trying to upsell me too. What is it you're wanting to see, Ronaldo? Get a Bitcoin frame piece of art and hang it on the wall. I mean, I can't, Hunter. I can try all that. The thing about it is, you can't. You can't have language that says you're selling stuff. Like I can't say in my Airbnb advertisements, I sell soap. If I do that, I have to offer it on the Airbnb platform, or they can boot me. I can have soap sitting there in the picture, like in the bathroom or in the bedroom, a box of Creative Made soaps or whatever sitting there, but it can't say buy me or you risk getting booted. And I've been with Airbnb a long time. I've made a lot of money with them. I don't want to get booted. I don't want to get booted. I want to understand how payment for direct book works. You just pay them. Let's see. Let me see if I can show you. Where my payment is. That's building the book, booking buttons, headers, help, availability specials, home. That's the it's using Stripe. Is that what you want to know? Yay, Hunter, I understand. Go ahead. I'm glad you stopped though. Thank you so much for stopping in. It's processing through Stripe, Ronaldo. Is that what you're needing to know? Um, I don't know. That's not it. Yes, I appreciate it. You don't have to rush. I may figure it out before. I don't think I can add anything. Let me see. It doesn't seem to give me an option to add unless let me see. Channel manager, messaging, more and better services, Stripe, fully integrated online payments, PCI card storage, account updates. I mean, it appears that free to book only processes through Stripe. And I don't see an option to use a different processing payment processor. I don't. I could, in actuality, if I had a different. Bear with me a minute. Let's see if I can share this screen. No, actually click on Holstein House. Yeah, that drop down just says policies and Airbnb, and you will see. Darn it! I do that every time it's shift. Come on. it should be window, Chrome tab, that one. It should be here. You should be able to see this book direct. So what you did, if it'll share this as well, you went here and you saw this, which is yeah, right. If you click Holstein House itself, then you get this page and you get direct book first. So you work through there's the calendar dates to check the availability. There's an old video that I need to update because my hair is much longer than that now. Some reviews. This guide that you can download is a free download. Goat milk soap, I don't make so much anymore, but I still have it. Information on the house, old picture of the house, and all these things. So this is what you can do when you go to the Holstein House. Okay, so you see it, so I can end that screen share. I appreciate you guys are being a big help to me on a lot of this stuff. You really are. Let's see. So yeah, if I can work out if now I do there are other programs, but they're usually a lot more expensive. And what I run into is that it's only the one room. There's not a whole lot I can do with that room. That room is never going to be $100 a night room. I can put $100 on it. It's going to go nowhere. It's not $100 room. I understand that. I accept that. So there's other things that I need to do, to promote that. I need to get breakfasts on there, options for breakfasts on there. Those have to be booked in advance because I won't some of that stuff you have to start it the night before. The fried mush is a local, well, not so much a local, but is an Appalachian traditional breakfast. It's not high end. It's not the kind of stuff you're going to get in New York City. It's poor people's food, really. But you don't get it much anymore. So that make it with West Virginia ground corn, West Virginia maple syrup, West Virginia sorghums, that kind of stuff. So you have a bed. Yeah, it's a great bed. I got a memory foam mattress, one of the early versions of the memory foam. I get a ton of compliments on that mattress. And it is worn very well, but of course it's not used every day like my bedroom mattress is. It's I don't take back to back bookings. I have time built in between because I need that time. When I have back to back bookings, it's very chaotic for me. So there's always a day in between bookings so that room's not being used every night. But it's I like it. I really enjoy the Airbnb. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I can see people who would say, I'm not staying in somebody else's house. Well, that's fine. You're not my target market, I've had a lot of very interesting people stay here, not necessarily famous. They may be famous now, but they weren't at the time. One of my most favorite, and it will stay with me forever. The young man was a cellist. Can you use the direct book and then have another method for payment not on the site? Yes, I can manually book. If they oh no, you're asking me, can you use the direct book and have a different payment? I don't let me look see if I think the answer to that is yes. I'll have to dig through this, and because I'm not in the back end very often, I kind of go in, I populate days that I need blocked and for personal reasons, say like taking dad to the doctor or something, or uh, other things, changing the rates and things like that, I can go in there. But I'm not in it often enough to do it smoothly here while we talk. I think I can accept payments. It may be in a setting. I may have to change a setting to do that, to take, and that might be at checkout. I'm gonna have to look through here and see if I can find it. Back when I first set this up, it was like in 2017 or so. I went through and did a test booking just to make sure, but I haven't. I'm not in this back end often enough to answer that question on the spot. But I believe there is a manual check-in and on-site payment. I'm pretty sure. If you can, there are various options for this. So direct book doesn't take a cut. No, there is a it's the payment processing. I subscribe to this now, so because I use the channel manager so that it takes care of my calendar for Airbnb, so I don't get double booked and stuff. There's like a small fee; it's less than $1, but Airbnb takes quite a bit more than that. Airbnb takes a percentage. Free to book takes, I don't know, so it's like 50 cents or something like that. It's not a whole lot. But I'm not, like I said, I know I know you can do payment on site because the young lady that stayed for so long last summer, the traveling nurse that stayed, she stayed several weeks and she paid me and I booked the room. But see, I went through and I did the manual booking with that one. She didn't go through the website. She went through Airbnb for the first week. And then she paid me direct after that. And I went in and manually booked the room. I got to work that through. See, that's what I've got to work through. So if I can do a manual payment and I could obviously do manual payment for, I've got Square and I had PayPal, but PayPal has changed their program. So it's a little different now. And I haven't used it since they changed it. But I can take all of those. Now, the thing here now is obviously taking Bitcoin, adding that to the mix. Yeah, we can work it out on Telegram. And actually, I kind of need to roll this up and call Dad back. This is his finger stick day. He sounded, I don't know that you could hear what little bit of his message I played. He sounded kind of bad. Maybe he was just getting up and getting moving. And sometimes he gets these, I don't want to say he gets these days mixed up, but because it's not like that, it's just he doesn't have anything going on. He's not read the paper yet. He doesn't. He's 82. He'll be 83 in August. So I need to call him back. So I am going to wrap there. So you guys, I really appreciate the time together. I really appreciate your interaction, Hunter and Ronaldo and Mike. I really enjoyed having you guys on. But I am going to go. It may go up a little late on Fountain.fm, but I do apologize. I'm going to talk to that producer. I have a hard chat with that producer. So we'll drop off here, and I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you again on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. See you then. Bye-bye.